Hey everyone, it's Hairyfrankfurt and today we are gonna meal prep because I've been meal prepping lately. Yes, my kitchen is a mess, I apologize. Let me just clean up right now. Problem solved. We're gonna meal prep my chicken right now because that's what I've been doing like a good fitness person. Can't even say that, can I? But let's just fucking do it. So here we have 1 kilo and 166 grams of chicken breast. And then here we have 1 kilo 152. Because the thing with getting chicken breast is it's cheaper to get it from the deli if you go to Woolies. It's $9 a kilo. But if you get 2 kilos, which lasts me about a week and a bit, then it doesn't fit in the bags that they use at the deli. So I have to get 2 1 kilo bags. I have a knife in my hand, I'm putting it away. What I do with my chicken is I prep it by the following. So first you're gonna need a chopping board, which is black because I don't know if you've noticed, I kind of like the color black. And you're gonna need 2 baking trays because this is a lot of chicken. Here are 2 baking trays and I'm gonna put over here for when we need them. And then you're gonna want to set your oven to about 180 degrees Celsius and just leave it there because it's not like it's already 180 degrees Celsius in your apartment anyways. Oh, and fan forced, don't know if that changes anything. You're also gonna need the following: salt, garlic powder, mixed herbs. I'm probably going to use the rest of this, if I'm honest. Beauty Guru, is it working? Who knows? So obviously I didn't prepare for this meal prep video, which is ironic, but you're also going to need a fucking big knife. Big enough? Let's do this thing. Clean off whatever is on your chopping board. It's probably paper towel, but it's probably also best to just wipe it off because that's hygienic. Now, I used to be the kind of person who was terrified of touching chicken, and it's similar to what Zach Perner has, and I know he doesn't even know who the fuck I am, but I used to hate touching chicken, and then I just grew a massive pair of balls and decided, you know what? It's dead now. I never had an issue with any other meat. It was just chicken. And it's still kind of weird to me to touch chicken. It's just, you gotta touch it. I used to use, you know how they do it at the deli where they grab the bag on their hand and then they pick it up and they do that? I used to do that. I used to carry a bag to do it because I couldn't afford gloves or I just couldn't be bothered buying gloves. Now, what we're gonna do is just chop the chicken up into pieces. This piece here is apparently the tenderloin and they sell that for more expensive than this, which is interesting because they don't actually cut it up. So I don't know where they get this. I don't know what they do with the rest of these when they make those. It just confuses me. But the little dangly bit is really nice. So keep that all in one piece. And then you're gonna wanna make like 2 centimeter thick pieces. Then you get this last bit and you're like, well, that's not enough for 2 pieces that way. It's gonna be really small, so you just cut it in half that way. Is that making sense? Are you following along at home? Am I doing a Bob Ross and I've made 5 steps and you're a little confused, you're stuck behind, you've just made something that does not look like what it's supposed to? That's okay, because then you're gonna cook it and you're still gonna get to eat it anyways. It also astounds me how all the breasts are different sizes. Like this guy, I don't know if he was just born or like what, but that's tiny. And then sometimes you get these monster 300 grams each. Like this one would probably be, once I've cut the tenderloin and the top off, this would be like 100 grams to, maybe 200, yeah. I don't know. I'm not a set of scales. I know I look like one, but I'm not. So unfortunately, if you hand me something, I would not know how much it weighs. I might put on a good show, like I just did. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. How did he get so big? What do we feed? Oh, it smells like chicken. I should not have kept that so close to my face for so long, but I did. Seriously, it's massive. It's so big. Like you guys just saw the piece of chicken that I just had. Nowhere near as big as this. Anyway, we're chopping it up 2 centimeters-ish. Actually, it's probably more like 4, maybe an inch. I don't know how to measure. I'm also not a, measuring tape was the word I was looking for there. Thanks for helping out. So once you've done your first bag or your first kilo or so, normally I have stuff on these baking sheets, but I don't right now. So I'm gonna do that and then I'm gonna let you know what I do next. Also, Zach Perner trick, if you use baking paper and then put the foil on top, literally nothing sticks. Or is it the other way around? I think it's foil and then it's baking paper. Yeah, don't listen to me. Foil and then it's baking paper. Zach Perner knows his shit. That's how you do it. So once you've done that, you should have something that looks a little like this. Now, my dad hates it when I use so much accessories because he gets scared that I'm gonna burn this and cause a fire, which I just think is stupid, because if anything, if you burn the paper, then you're just smoking your chicken as well. Like, isn't that how smoking works? You add a fire, a burnt wood element, something like that. I'm not claiming to be a chef, but I am claiming to be a uni student who would study the fuck out of whether that smokes chicken or not. Obviously, you can see what I'm doing here. Just put it on the parchment paper, the sheet, the baking sheet. I never understood that because it's not a sheet. It's really not a sheet. It's a baking tray. Baking tray, baking soda, baking soda. Anyway, if you're a little bit better at this than I am, you would hopefully have reasonably even pieces of chicken here. But I'm just not really all that good at it, and I never get reasonably even anything. But once we've got them on the sheet or the tray, or I don't know, the metal, the hardcore metal, the screamo, then it is honestly just as simple as seasoning the fuck out of it. I like to go salt, garlic powder, then mixed herbs, and when I do this, I always put way too much on, and one ends up just completely tasting like grass. And one thing they don't tell you about this is that sometimes there are twigs in there, like not just herbs, but like the herbs come on, and I'm not mad at it, but with the amount of mixed herb that I use, I get it pretty much every time I have chicken. Maybe don't be as excessive as I am, maybe do, maybe just do it once and see how you feel about it. I'm yelling so I can salt my chicken. The other reason that you want to have reasonably even pieces of chicken is because sometimes when you season all of them, you end up not being super even, or if you do get it really even on all of them, the smaller pieces are going to be way saltier than the big pieces, which really annoys me. But I couldn't be bothered taking more time to make even pieces. Like, I'm not going to rule this, I'm not going to measure this, I'm not going to like put in any effort. This is a meal prep. I'm doing a week's worth of meals at once, as if I'm going to sit here and give a single fuck. Garlic powder, then herbs, then flip, then repeat. Honestly, I don't know why I'm making this video because it's really pretty fucking self-explanatory. But I'm gonna do it anyway, and you guys are gonna love it. Alright, so flip and then season again. Also, spoiler alert, if you're looking at this and thinking, Kate, none of that seasoning is actually gonna stick, too right you are. It does not stick, and it annoys me. God is dead, so I just don't know why we even try anymore. Also, the most annoying part about meal prep is every time I have to touch the chicken, I have to wash my hands, so I end up with like prunes, and then I end up with a wet hand towel, like a baking towel. What are they called? The kitchen towel, whatever. So when I go to take the trays out and I'm using that, they always say don't use a wet towel, but it's always wet because I use it for my hands as well. I know it's a little grotty, but so am I. So are you surprised? I fucking hope not. In all honesty, I should probably get oven mitts. Oh, that one needs more garlic powder. This is an art, not a science. I'm sure it's fine. You'll also find that the tray gets really well seasoned as well. Like, your baking paper has the most seasoning out of anything at this point. And you'll probably not care because you just want to get through this whole thing so that you can be done. I'm going to do the other tray and I'm going to charge my battery while I do that. Okay, so the second tray is done, and I realized that I ran out of my mixed herbs after coating these ones on one side, and I also noticed that the other tray has way more chicken on it. Like, chicken to space ratio is way better on this one. So I'm going to move some chicken pieces from there to this one, and then I'm going to chuck it in the oven for 7 minutes, flip, 7 minutes, done. And I'll show you that when I am done. But let me just do this first. This guy's crowded. Oh, also I added this seasoning to this tray because I did run out of mixed herbs. I'm sure it'll be okay. You know, like, I'm not totally concerned about how it turns out, but like, it's different. And now that these ones have a little more breathing room, I'm gonna just move them around a bit. Chuck you in there. And then, okay, You can find my album on Spotify, and you can pay me for it. You're welcome. I'm allowing you to part with your money. That's gonna have to be okay, I think. Unless I move this one over here as well, and then move that one there. It's a bit of a Jenga situation. Is Jenga the right one? No. Connect 4? Also no. I don't know. It's a bit of a situation. It's just, you know, where you're moving things around and you want to make it fit, and then you're like, it doesn't fit. It just doesn't. And then you have to break up because it doesn't fit. You know what? It's good enough. It's going in. I don't actually give a single fuck. Okay. And so you open the oven and you put it in. Set a timer for 7 minutes.
Okay. 7 minutes and counting.
Bitch! Okay, so my 7-minute timer has just gone off. It's time to take the chicken out, flip it over, and then put it back in. So now I'm gonna let you watch me do that. Isn't that fun? So, tongs, towel, which is wet. Ooh, this is gonna hurt. We'll use a different towel. Let's wash that one later. Different towel. It's clean, it's just stained. Alright, let's do this. You ready? You steady? Go. Tray 1, tray 2. And flip. Okay, now all the pieces have been flipped, chuck them back in. And then set a timer for 7 minutes.
Okay, 7 minutes and counting.
And then it'll be done. Okay, so I just had the last timer go off, meaning my chicken is done. I'm gonna pull it out and you guys are gonna get to see what it looks like. Yay! Oh, shit. Woo. Also turn the oven off. Oh, yes. Ow, that's hot. Okay. Ooh, hot. Ta-da! Now, I know we're having a little bit of a difficult time with like natural disasters and the heat wave that's going on right now and the fact that like everything is just burning to the ground. So please don't tell the authorities because this meal is fucking fire! So, as you can see here, this one was on top. It got some nice browning on the paper, some nice char on the meat. Not char. I think that's honestly just the paprika powder, and then this is the standard just garlic one. It looks amazing. This is like a week's worth of meals. I have 150 grams of chicken with lunch and 150 grams of chicken for dinner. So about 2 kilos here should last me about a week. I don't know if the maths actually works out, but also that was the 2 kilos in raw weight, and you lose weight when you cook it. I don't understand science, I just know it's true. Now looking at this one has quite a bit of color, but normally it does turn out quite white. Don't be afraid, if it's white, it's cooked, it's fine. But I know that a lot of you are looking at that and saying, wow, how the fuck do you eat that? And in all honesty, I do kind of have a bit of a cheat. I do make this delicious with Koopy fucking mayonnaise, bitch. Oh my god. A drizzle of this, you only need like 10 to 15 grams of this, and you can easily make that fit your macros. It is 15 grams per serving, 440 kilojoules, which is like 11 grams of fat. This is fantastic. Make it work. You haven't put any fat on this chicken, so you can add this. Seriously, add this. It makes it so good. Oh, and then I have almonds as a snack. So this is my meals. This is the food that I cook in a batch. Then I have just raw almonds. I have 20 grams for breakfast, 20 grams with lunch, 20 grams with dinner. Post-workout, I have a protein shake and a 20 gram of almonds. And for breakfast, I have 3 eggs with butter, and I was adding balsamic vinegar because I fucking hate the taste of eggs, just plain. So it's 20 grams of butter, 3 eggs, whisk it up, make it into scrambled eggs. Then I add balsamic vinegar, but I also just bought sun-dried tomatoes, which is going to replace the balsamic vinegar because it is nice, but I don't think that it's meant to be there. So I'm going to try this, cooking it into the eggs and see how that goes, because these are 36 kilojoules for 25 grams, which would probably be, well, the whole thing's 125 grams, so you've got 5 servings. So a fifth of this package, which would probably be like 2 or 3 sun-dried tomatoes, and that's an entire fucking sun-dried tomato. That only comes to 36 kilojoules, which is like nothing. It's only 1 gram. Let's round up and say 2 grams of carbs. So if I only use 2 of these, honestly, it's not even gonna fucking touch the sides. Like, it's not that big of a deal. That will go in my eggs with the butter and the salt. Maybe the balsamic vinegar will stay, who fucking knows. This is lunch till the day I die. This makes me not pull my fucking brains out. And then for the protein shake, I use Tony's Skits. It is the natural whey protein isolate French vanilla. It is 118 calories per serve, 24.3 proteins, only 1.1 carb. They use xylitol for the sweetener and L-tryptophan, which actually makes you feel good. They have 2 grams. 2 grams? I'm guessing so. Grams per 100 grams of protein, 2 grams. So not bad. And then for my other supplements, I'm taking NRG Biotic by MedLab. I have the box right there. The product stays in your fridge. And I take Thermal Switch pre-workout and Adrenal Switch post-day. Pre-sleep. I have this in hot water. It's a magnesium supplement with ashwagandha and a whole bunch of other goodies in it to help you sleep, and it is delicious. And then this is peach iced tea. It's a pre-workout. It's actually technically a thermogenic, so it's not really a pre-workout, but it helps with the workouts because it's got a whole bunch of caffeine and other things in there which are good for you. So why not? Also, things that you can add to the chicken if you like salads and stuff then add them. I personally am a huge fan of sauerkraut. This stuff is the Goods live and fermented sauerkraut original. It's vegan, but that's not why I buy it, obviously. It's because it's actually alive and it has how many bacteria? It doesn't tell me, but it does have bacteria in there. It doesn't tell me how many. Basically just fermented cabbage and carrots, I think. Warm up the chicken, add this, add mayo. Ugh, fucking delightful. So good. And that is literally everything that I eat ever. So 3 eggs with butter and almonds, and then pre-workout I have that thermal switch, then I have protein powder and almonds. Post-workout, then I have 150 grams of chicken breast with almonds for lunch, and then normally dinner I have at home and I'll have 150 grams of chicken with this, 15 grams, and then 20 grams of almonds, and sometimes I'll add the sauerkraut, and then I have my adrenal switch before I go to sleep. And that is honestly everything. Thank you for watching. I hope this inspired you to do meal prep. I was terrified of meal prepping my chicken for the longest fucking time, and then I watched Zach Perner and obviously fell the fucking love. Glad I only mentioned him 3 times this video, because when I discovered his channel I spoke about him like every minute of every day of my entire life. So the obsession has kind of waned a little bit, whatever. Love his content, does good shit. He inspired me to make prepped chicken in this fashion because I was scared that I either wouldn't cook it, would cook it too much, it would go dry. It doesn't, it ends up fine. I know, mind blown. Try it out. Or let me know what you eat. Or let me know if you want to see what I eat in a day and how I cook and all those other things, because this is probably going to be the same. But if you want to see that, let me know. Anyway, you will see me in the next video, which will be one of these. Another one of these will be to subscribe. Make sure you do that. And yeah, okay. Bye!